This is the city of New York, a nice place to live but not any longer. The street is Park Avenue, in the upper 70s. When Kate Pride was a child, it was one of the city if not the world. Now the street is a slum, abandoned, derelict, dying much like the city, the country and the planet around it. Kate looking for Wolverine at the rogue territory where no mutant is expected to be, where Wolverine would chose to be. Ongoing, she fell into a trap of the rogues. They attempt harm, she fought back, and luckily Wolverine showed up before long, so one of the rogues tried to show off by using a dagger against him and Wolverine kicked his ass. Wolverine helps Kate up and they both discussed about Wolverine time in the Resistance Army, and the launching of a nuclear strike which will need the attention of the X-Men. He gave her the last part of the jammer to smuggle into the camp. Wolverine told Kate he will bust them out at midnight and went their separate ways. Kate catches the Uptown Express tram to the Bronx with sorrows in her eyes as she contrasts much that has been lost and wonder how so much could change so quickly. In North America, in the year 2020, there are three classes of people: N for baseline human, A for anomalous human and M for mutant. The mutant have been outcast by the Mutant Control Act of 1998, hunted down and killed without mercy, only left with few of them. Kate at the Mutant Internment Center where the lucky ones are. She was challenged by Encephalo have been late and she explained what happened but didn't include Wolverine. Encephalo scan indicates a truthful reply and she was let in. Kate is always sad entering the center, seeing the grave of her fellow mutants, promising not to let this nightmare ever happen again. Of all the X-Men who ever were, only 4 remain: Logan the Wolverine, Kate the Sprite, Monroe the Storm and Peter the Colossus. They, along with Franklin Richards, last survivor of the Fantastic Four, and his lady Raquel, a telepath and telekinetic. Kate told them about the need for the X-Men and the plan Logan have for them by midnight. They all talked about it as an opportunity to make things better for the mutant kind and to save humanity. Peter and Kate talking about the escape plan and how it might affect their relationship. Kate said it's a risk they have to take. What does the love of 2 people matter against the lives of billions, holding on the hope of saving the world, and they share love with Kiss. In order to gain back their full powers, they have to use the jammer given to Kate by Wolverine to neutralize the inhibitor collars that neutralize their power. Raquel used her power on Kate to make her mind inhabit in the past body of Kate, to warning the X-Men before the great nightmare happens. 1998, the past. Before the slaughter of the mutants, Kate was quiet, still youth and have not mastered her powers well, so she mistakenly walked into the training room. She was told to leave the room so as not to get hurt, but she wasn't in full control of her own power, so she couldn't. She feels so nervous and rattled. Angel tried to help her out, but Wolverine warned Angel not to move closer to Kate, because the training threat will follow him, which will probably harm Kate. But it was late and the threat was towards Kate already. Storm came to her rescue with Whirlwind and told Peter the Colossus to take Kate. Meanwhile, someone should reach to the panic button to cancel the training. Colossus running to catch her from the air but had to transform from his steel form to avoid harming her. Then Kurt teleported in to trigger the panic button. Storm questioned Kurt for his late arrival for the training, for he would have been of help. Kate was caught safely by Peter. Storm was annoyed and told her not to do that again. Kurt stopped Storm not to be harsh with her, that she's just eager to get the better of her, so they gave her a training task of walking through all the obstacle room. She was so naive and scared, but Storm kept encouraging her. She finally walked through the walls. They were all happy for her, same as Kate being happy. Right after she completed the training, the future soul came into her and she collapsed. They were all frightened. Kurt teleported close to her, immediately checked her pulses and it was fine, but Storm was really worried and told them to take her for more checkup. They checked and according to the biosensor she was fine. They thought maybe an attack came from somewhere. Kate in her future mind but past body, seeing Kurt again feels so amazing to her since they are all dead in the future. She was happy to see everyone and didn't believe Raquel could pull this up for her, but they were all confused of her reactions. Kate tried to explain but only got them more confused, so she started telling them what's about to happen. They all feel shocked, so they decided to take her to Professor X, who will understand her the more by reading her mind. Kate tells them about Senator Kelly being killed by Brotherhood mutant, though he feels legitimate concerns about the increment mutants, but he was killed to teach humanity to fear and respect of the power of Homo Superior, but their plan backfired, so an anti-mutant president was elected who made it constitutional to eliminate mutants by creating the Mutant Control Act and the Sentinels, robots built to eliminate mutants. The program eliminated all famous villains and heroes. Kate couldn't hold her feelings seeing her friends alive. She continued her story telling them the Sentinels now frightened the world, not only the mutants any longer, and they promise war if the Sentinels move against them, which is about to happen. That's why someone has to come to the future. 2020 The present. Wolverine has freed his friends and Kate with them still unconscious, but Magneto couldn't follow them cause he will probably slow them down, so he volunteered to cover the escape. On their way down the tunnel, the Sentinel knew they were escaping and attacked Franklin from behind, which led to his death. Raquel almost went crazy seeing her man die. The Sentinel sent for more backup. Raquel was angry and fought back, attacking with her telekinetic power. Then Storm attacked with her thunder, Colossus with the force of his lightning bolt to make the robot fall, and Wolverine with his metal claws strong enough to destroy anything was used to damage the robots. The robot was damaged but still working, holding Wolverine, while Storm intervened by lighting the robot brain. On killing the robot giant, the backup were getting closer, so they have to create an escape route before it get too late, so Colossus made the build fall on them with his lightning bolt, so he made an escape route and they escaped. Storm urged them to push on to destroy the Sentinel Continental Nerve Center, which will cripple the Sentinels, and Colossus thought of Kate, wishing her luck. The past. This is Pentagon, the largest building of its type in the world, command headquarters of the mightiest military machine that world has ever known. There is a woman known as Raven Darkholme. She has access to the most secret and sophisticated weaponry in America's arsenal, but unfortunately she is a metamorph, a shapeshifter known as Mystique, the founder of the Brotherhood evil mutant and her members. Raven asked Destiny, a blind future teller, about the future. She said there might be a random element that could seriously affect their plans, and Blob, the man that no physical weapon can harm, is not comfortable with her leadership. Pyro, the man who control living flame, thanked Raven for her help, but Blob intrudes, saying he doesn't take orders from anybody. Pyro make a scary flame from Blob's cigarette fire cause of his statement. Blob wanted to hit Pyro with a metal, but Avalanche, the man whose touch crumbles any solid object, he crumbled the object Blob was holding. Raven interfere and warn Blob to know his place or he will be dealt with. The United States Senate has been described as the greatest deliberative body on Earth. Here they address the issue of mutant becoming threat to the world. Professor Charles Xavier, the leader of the X-Men, and Dr. Moira McTaggart. Professor X sensed fear from the man's statement, and he said he must teach him that his fear is unfounded. Coming through the door, Peter, Ororo and Kitty. Professor X saw them and contacted them telepathically, asking why they are here. Ororo told him there is a problem through her mind. Professor told her to open her mind so he can reach deep in and see all that's going on. After mind scanning Storm, Professor turns to Kitty, and what he saw made him pale. The press are trying to get Angel for interview, while the senator still questioning Dr. Moira, asking her if there is space for normal people, imaging the world with mutant-like X-Men, Dr. Doom, Magneto, the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, and many more. During the argument, an explosion occurred, bring down the wall of the building. Who else could be responsible if not the Homo Mutant Brotherhood mutant? People were scared and ran for a quick escape. Mystique with her colleagues came in through the fallen walls and told the senator to come and throw the questions to them directly, but the X-Men confronted them and the fight for a better future began. The X-Men versus the Brotherhood mutant. Watch out for the next chapter.